Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Pickup Books. I am Komal and in today's video I'll be talking about two apps which you can use to track your reading progress. The first is Goodreads and the second is Storygraph. Goodreads, you might already be knowing about this. This is a product owned by Amazon and it's been here for a while. You see a lot of book reviews on Goodreads. But as a beginner, I struggled with using Goodreads because it is not straightforward. But after using it for some time, I got a hang of it. So if you're struggling using Goodreads on how to create bookshelves and how you can track your reading progress, this video might help you. And moving on to Storygraph, I discovered this early in this year and people from Bookstagram and booktubers are all bonkers over this app because it is very organized and it has many features that Goodreads doesn't have, but not many people are aware of Storygraph and how to use the analytics to see your reading journey. So I'll be talking about that. So without any further delay, let's move on to the next segment where I'll be showing my Goodreads account as well as Storygraph account. This is how my Goodreads account look like. Here we have current reads, the book I'm currently reading, and my reading challenge, which causes me anxiety every time I look at it because look at this, 7 books behind schedule. And then we have want to read. These are all the books that I want to read. These are in my want to read bookshelf. And we have different bookshelves. There are actually 3 bookshelves: read, currently reading, and TBR, that is want to read. You can add different bookshelves if you want to. Then we have updates over here. It's kind of like a news feed. You can see what your friends or the people you follow are doing, what books they have read, what books they're currently reading, what reviews they have posted, and all of that. And over here you will see all the news and interviews. There are blogs by Goodreads site and you can see different recommendations if you're interested. And this section has recommendation based on your previous reads. Goodreads account recommends you what books you have to read. And we have Goodreads Choice Awards. I think these are basically activated during December, and I don't think now it is activated. I'm not really sure about this section. We have this my books section, and like I said, we usually have 3 bookshelves. That is by default: read, currently reading, and want to read. If you want to add more bookshelves, you can do it over here. I have 2020 reading, 2021 reading, African Japanese literature, then 2019 reading, then my TBR shelf. This is basically different from my want to read shelf. TBR shelf is basically the books that I own and it is in my bookshelf that I want to read. And want to read is just something that I would want to purchase, or if I see some good reviews, I just put it into my want to read shelf. Then we have some World War II recommendations, and this is all the books. And here you have the cover, title, the author name, then average rating, then the rating you have given, the shelf it is in, then review, date read, and date added. So basically how it is listed is the books that you review are on the top, so you will see most of the books that are reviewed. And yeah, these are all the different pages. You can sort them however you'd like to. If you can see 2021 reading over here, you can see all the books that I've read, and you can see that the books that I've reviewed are at the top, and then the books that I didn't review are at the bottom. And I think it's pretty much this about the bookshelf. Now we have this reading activity. Here you can also sync Kindle notes. I have not done it, so I don't know how to do that. So I'm just gonna skip this, but if you have Kindle, you can just sync with your Goodreads account. Then there is reading challenge. That is, you have read 21 of 52 books and you will see how many people have participated in this reading challenge, and this is basically 2021 reading challenge. You won't see other years. Here you will see other year challenges, year in books. So I started using Goodreads from 2019, I guess. So 2019, 62 books, and you will see the pages read over here. Then you will see 2020, then 2021, and so on. And it also shows stats for each year: shortest book I've read, longest book I've read, average book length, that is the pages length, and then most popular book, least popular, then my average rating for this year, highest rated on Goodreads, and my first review of the year, and all these books that I've read, and my last review of this year. And it also shows how many days is left to complete the challenge and the percentage of how much you have actually achieved in your challenge. So let's go back. Okay, so then we have reading stats over here. So it shows how many books I've read, and then you can see from each year. And this is similar to books, but it is in terms of pages. This is publication year. Okay, a nice scatter plot. And you will see which is the oldest book I've read is Frankenstein, 1818, and most of the books that I've read are released between 2000 to 2020. So yeah, that's about it. And books over time. So you have a nice bar chart over here, and it will show you. So if you can see, April 2021, I've read 5 books, and then May 2021, 4 books, and it just goes on. And this, I think I've added everything in 1 month, so it shows that I've read 17 books, but I've never read 17 books in a month. And then we have pages over time, which is similar to books over time. So you can see December 2020, 1101 pages, then May 2021, 1725 pages, and so on. So this is the least. Feb, 465 pages read. So yeah, that's about reading stats. And over here, if you see, this is notification, this is group discussion, messages, and friend requests, and this is my profile. You can just see over here, and you can see all the details and ratings, how many books I've rated, how many book reviews I've written, and my favorite books, bookshelf, all the different bookshelf that was seen in other pages as well, currently reading. And it also shows my updates, whatever I'm doing on Goodreads, and yeah, friends and people I'm following. Then favorite genres, I think this was asked when I was creating the account, I think, so I've put all the genres over here. These are all the updates. And my favorite quotes. So I really like this section because you have these quotes in just one place. And group discussions. So that's pretty much it about Goodreads. So let's move on to Storygraph, and I'm pretty new to this, so I might not know where I should direct into. So this is what good Storygraph homepage looks like. This is recommendation. These are all the recommendations that you get based on the books you have read. And to read pile, I've just imported all my bookshelves from Goodreads to Storygraph. So whatever was in my to read pile in Goodreads has come up over here. And then we have currently reading and on Storygraph. So I think these are the books that are popular on Storygraph currently. Next, let's move on to reading challenges. So here you can see the same challenge that I said, and this shows 20 books, you're behind 9 books, and I think that was showing 7 books, so I don't know whom to believe. And good thing is it also shows pages, so that's really nice about this. And let's go to community. So I don't know whose profile keeps coming up over here, because I am not following anyone currently, but I think the people who are most active, I think their updates come over in the community section, and the similar users. Next, let's go to profile. Profile, it has currently reading. So let's see what is in reading journal. Okay, just has all the books that I've read 2021. So yeah, it has all the books that I've read, so it's a nice journal. Let's go back and read recently. These are the books that I read recently, 5-star reads, and this is not based on 2021 but overall 5-star reads. And tags means the same bookshelves that was there in Goodreads. So I've just imported my Goodreads shelves, so all of these are the same. And then we have the challenges that was in the previous page as well. And I really like this section. This is owned books, so whichever books I own or whenever I buy any books, I will put them into this own books shelf. So it's pretty nice kind of a record to actually, register all the books that you own but you have not read yet, or even if you have read it. And this is my to read pile, and I really like this section. So it tells that I mainly read fiction books that are reflective, emotional and informative, and I typically choose medium paced books that are less than 300 pages long. So let's see some statistics about it. So let's just see 2021 reads, and it's a nice pie chart. So we have like different moods, reflective, value 9, I think 9 books, and inspiring, emotional, dark, adventurous, and all these things. So it's really nice to see what you read and how it actually affects your mood, the pace you read into, and features like that. But what really happens is that a certain book might be reflective as well as inspiring, so it adds both the value. So it does not mean that all the values, if you add up, are the books that you have actually read. I think that's how it works. And pace, we have slow, medium and fast paced. So I mainly read medium paced books. And page numbers, I've read 10 books less than 300 pages, and 300 to 500 pages 6 books, and more than 500 pages 4 books. That's good. And I mainly read fiction, so 12 books in fiction and 8 in non-fiction. Then we have a nice bar chart over here, and it shows business genres as high. Business has value 6. And okay, let's see what are all the business books that I've read. How to Win Friends, Shooter Who Moved My Cheese. Okay, these are all the books that I've read in the business genre. And similarly for other genres as well. So if you see, I think Shoe Dog was in this business genre, and in Memoir you will also see Shoe Dog. Yeah. So it has different keywords over here that it adds up in all these keywords. So it does not mean that I have read all of these books, but each book might have different keywords, so it's kind of cumulative. And then we have this nice chart over here that shows blue is books read and this is pages read. So you see a good dip in February and a nice increase in May. where I read 1738 pages, and then a nice dip over here. So this is pretty nice. Then we have star rating, 5 star, 4 star, 3 star. I don't think I've rated books over here, so you might see very less content over this section. And this is pretty much why people use Storygraph, is because of these features which are not available on Goodreads. So I really like this. It's really fun to play around these. And let's go to reading preference. Okay, so this was something that was asked when I created my account. So favorite genres, I've just put in my favorite genres, then kind of books you like to read. Oh, I did not specify anything. Okay, then characteristics you appreciate the most in a book, and you can still edit your answers, and I think based on your answers it will recommend you books. So that's pretty much about Storygraph. This is less clustered when you compare it with Goodreads. Goodreads has a lot of things in one place, and Storygraph is minimal, so it's very minimalistic, and I think it almost covers all the features that Goodreads has, but has made it a lot more simpler. But I feel that in a reading community, if you see, mainly people use Goodreads, so you get all these updates about people. But if you don't care what people are reading, what books they're referring or reading or reviewing, then you can just hop on to Storygraph and add these books over here. So let me just add few books and see how it works. So the book I'm reading currently is Power of Subconscious Mind. So let's just add that and see how it actually works. Yeah, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. So I am currently reading. Okay, and mark as own because I own this book. And let's go back over here, and this should change. Yeah, so we have Power of Your Subconscious Mind over here, and let's do the same in Goodreads. Power of Subconscious Mind. Yeah, we have this book over here. This was in my want to read shelf, so I'll just remove this. Okay, what's the problem? Okay, I'll put that as currently reading and in 2021 reading shelf. Okay, and let's go back, and then you see it has appeared over here. And then if you check in my books, and 2021 reading, it had 24 books, now it has 25 books. So after I complete this book, I can change it to red. Where did it go? I think it's in other section. Yeah, so I can just change it over here to red, and then you will see increase in your reading challenge. And similarly it goes for Storygraph as well. So you click on this, then you change it to red, and you say that when you started reading, and when you click on read, it will show when you finish reading. So it will automatically put that into that month's shelf. And I also like that it has a did not finish shelf over here, whereas in Goodreads this does not have a did not finish, so it only has red, currently reading, and to read. So that is one difference between Goodreads and Storygraph. And apart from that, you can just see whichever suits you. I like Goodreads because I see what people are reading, and I get interested in the kind of reviews, the kind of updates they post, and it's something that I'm using since years, so it's really easy for me to just use Goodreads. but Storygraph is something I use when I want to see how my reading is according to mood and pace, and just see those aesthetic graphs. But apart from that, I don't really see much of a difference. But yeah, if you want a good user experience, then go for Storygraph. But if you want that traditional feel, then go for Goodreads. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did like this, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye bye.